Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. This is the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for Monday, February 8th, 2016, and the roll will show that all members are present. Mr. Chair and Council, we need to amend the agenda tonight, and the amendment would be to strike agenda item 5A under the mayor's report.
Okay.
Therefore, the amended agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda, 2 minutes, 3 petitioner, 4 chairperson's report, 5 mayor's report, 6A clerk's report, 6B treasurer's report, 7 public comment, 8 unfinished business, 9 new business, 10 communication, 11 is warrant 16-03, and number 12 adjournment. And a motion would be in order to approve the amended agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Been motion by Mr. Kraut, supported by Ms. Makowski, for approval of the amended agenda as presented. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth? Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, amended agenda is accepted.
Number 2 are the minutes. For approval is 2A, and this is approval for the minutes from the regular council meeting held February 1st, 2016.
So moved for February 1st, 2016.
Support.
Been motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held February 1st, 2013. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
2B, for approval are the minutes from the public hearing that was held on Monday, February 1st, 2016 at 7:00 p.m. The public hearing was for the Community Development Block Grant Program. Their 2016-17 proposed program statement.
So moved. Support.
Been motion by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for the approval of the minutes from the public hearing held on Monday, February 1st, 2016 at 7 p.m. Public hearing for the Community Development Block Grant for 2016-27 proposed program statement. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Approved.
Number 3, petitioner. Mr. Chair and Council, we do have one petitioner on the agenda tonight, and that is Pearl Varner, and she is the Romulus Museum Director. And if Ms. Varner can approach the podium.
Good evening, council members and mayor.
Good evening.
My name is Pearl Varner. Do you want to know my address? No?
You're fine.
Okay.
We have it.
I'm the museum director of the Romulus Historical Museum, and I'm here on behalf of the Romulus Historical Society to request a no-fee permits for the historical house known as the Peter C. Byrd House. This is a city-owned building donated to the city several years ago by Wayne County because the house was actually going to be destroyed, but we were able to save it. If I may give you a little background, this house was given to the city of Romulus from Wayne County because of its historical significance. It was a complicated project, if some of you probably remember, because the house was first going to be destroyed due to the airport was making expansion and changing of Wayne Road. Through letters, writing, personal contacts, and meetings, the house was finally saved and the property deeded to the city of Romulus, under the understanding that it was to be used for historical purposes and/or an office for historical purposes. The Romulus Historical Society and the Romulus Historical Commission are working to create this house back to as it might have been in the year 1878. Peter C. Byrd constructed this house in 1878. He was a Civil War veteran. He served in numerous capacities in Romulus government and in the county level of government. He established the first bank in Romulus and the first bank in New Boston. At this time, I would like to request a no-fee permit for the electrical, the plumbing, the mechanical, and the carpentry to be performed on this house. I'm sure we won't be able to pull all these permits this year, but it would save a lot of requests if you could request those for as requested. It's just a no-fee permit. We will be pulling permits for all those for building permits.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, that we issue no fee permits until the project is complete.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut, for the no-fee permit for electrical, plumbing, and interior carpentry for the Peter C. Bird House located at 1205 Wayne Road,
Can you add mechanical, because that wasn't on the agenda list?
and mechanical.
Certainly,
Thank you.
as amended.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you, Ms. Varner.
Thank you for letting me come.
You're welcome.
Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Today at 6 p.m. tonight, we had a June 30th, 2015 financial audit report in our study session. And also, I have 3 memorial resolutions, and I'm gonna need some motions. For the first one is Daniel David Purcell.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion for Daniel Purcell for memorial resolution. Daniel enjoyed hunting, fishing, playing video games, playing guitar, baseball, lacrosse, writing, and drawing sketches. He especially enjoyed time with his wife, Sherry, and their 1-year-old daughter, Savannah. On a personal note, Dan was a former student of mine at Romulus High School. He was a kind, compassionate, and courteous student. I send my deepest condolences to the family at this difficult time.
Thank you. It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Mr. Kraut, for Mr. Daniel David Purcell memorial resolution. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved. The second one I have is for Kathy Sandhurst.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms.
I'd like to make a resolution, a memorial resolution for the family of Kathy Sandhurst. Kathy, sad to learn, passed away on December 29th, 2015. Resident of Romulus. She attended the Community United Methodist Church, and she was a volunteer, did lots of things. She'll be dearly missed by her family and her many friends. And we offer our condolences to the family of Kathy Sandhurst.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Choate, supported by Ms. Makowski, for the memorial resolution for Ms. Sandy Sandhurst. Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved. And we also have Mr. Samuel Herbert Jr.
Mr. Barton, I'll make that resolution for Mr. Samuel Hubbard Jr. that passed away on February 5th. Mr. Hubbard was a lifelong resident of Romulus. He graduated in 1964. He was raised at the House of God Church in Beverly Road, which was ministered by his uncle, the Bishop Lowell Wooden Sr. Samuel was married to the love of his life, Teresa, for 45 years. Together, they had a son, Preston A., and a daughter, Danielle. He retired from General Motors after 30 years of service. He loved sports. In fact, he had a reputation of being an excellent bowler, and he'd be dearly missed by the city of Romulus.
Support.
Thank you. It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut, for a memorial resolution for Mr. Samuel Herbert Jr. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved. We also need a motion for a yard sale.
Mr. Barton, I'll make for our yearly no-fee permit garage sale, which will take place from Thursday, May 19th until Sunday, May the 22nd, with the rain-out dates of June the 2nd through June the 5th.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for the yearly yard sale, as mentioned by Councilman Wadsworth. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion is approved. I have an announcement for tomorrow. This is the Romulus Community Schools, Romulus Minister Alliances, and City of Romulus presents the Romulus Come Unity Annual Soul Food Dinner. That's tomorrow, Tuesday, February the 9th, 2016. We would have gospel music, faith and prayer are the vitamins of the soul. Man cannot live without them. That's a quote from Mahalia Jackson. And it says, please join us for our annual Soul Food Dinner, followed by a special Black History Month presentation. It's to be held at the Romulus High School, and that's 9650 South Wayne Road here in Romulus. Dinner promptly starts at 6 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. in the cafeteria. The program starts at 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. in the auditorium. All are welcome to wear your favorite African attire, African American themed art and craft available for purchases. Admission is free. Donations are accepted on behalf of the Romulus Middle School Activities Fund. And I just found out, and I'm happy to announce, my wife will be cooking greens that night. And of course, I'm going to try to help her too. And I hope everyone can come out and enjoy themselves.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Mr.
if I may, I just want to make a comment regarding those memorial resolutions. I just want to add that Daniel Purcell is related to the Lambert family. Kathy Sandhurst is the mother-in-law to our own firefighter John Theed, and Samuel Hubbard is related to the Wooden family. So sometimes the names we're not sure who they're related to, but just kind of bring it close to home of who these families are that they've lost their loved ones.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Clerk. That concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make
Yes,
a
ma'am.
motion to accept your report.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Choate, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, council, clerk, deputy clerk, and audience. Report I brought tonight kind of ties into the theme from yesterday. In life, as in football, you won't go far unless you know where the goalposts are. So, as you saw a couple teams, fight hard for the championship. Same goes for life. You got to know where you're going and where you need to get the ball in the end zone. I want to congratulate both teams. We all know the Broncos were the final winner at the end, but both teams fought really hard. It was a defensive battle. Wasn't without some flaws, but it's always a big deal, and it's watched all over the world. So whichever team you were rooting for was a successful day. As normally, we do have a short little video clip. Might duplicate in a couple things, but Roger, would you have him run that, please?
Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine Dancy. Here's what's coming up around Romulus. February 12th and 13th is the last weekend to register for Romulus Little League. Saturday, February 27th is the Dog Days at the Romulus Animal Shelter. Saturday, March 12th is the Mayor's Ball fundraiser benefiting the Romulus and Belleville-Donahue Boys and Girls Clubs. We also have a full lineup of programs around the community to commemorate Black History Month. Tuesday, February 9th is the Soul Food Dinner and Program. Thursday, February 18th, the library will be showing the film The Great Detroit and hosting a Q&A with the filmmaker. Monday, February 22nd is the city's Black History Recognition Breakfast. Tuesday, February 23rd is a Rosa Parks Children's Storytime at the library. And Monday, February 29th is the Romulus Black History Bus Tour. Remember to stay tuned in following this meeting for our complete news show, or visit our website for more information on any of the events and programs we mentioned today. Thanks, and have a great week, everybody.
Thanks, Jasmine. Lot going on, as you can tell. I do want to put an extra plug in. The clock is ticking on the mayor's ball, and a lot of people maybe aren't clear what the mayor's ball is about, but it's basically myself and Mayor Conley from Belleville. All the proceeds go to Boys and Girls Club, so it's a once-a-year fundraiser. We try to help the clubs. Those clubs provide valuable services from after school till often when the parents get home. So we have a waiting list. We're trying to have it be a good quality program. If you want to come out, dress up, and help some kids, I have flyers here, for elected officials, residents, anybody. It is coming up on March the 12th, so it's right around the corner. Last year, we had it closer to Valentine's, and we backed away from that because there were so many things going on at the same time. So we will be having to share it then. Tickets are available in my office, so if you are looking for tickets, a night out with a couple, or just want to buy some tickets and donate to someone to help kids out, I encourage you to do that, and it'll put a smile on the kids' faces. Also, one just quick mention, and that I just wanted to wish Sylvia Mikowski a happy birthday on the 14th this month. Happy birthday. And I just have really two short items for action under my report. As you know, A was removed. We'll bring that back to you at a later time. We really have just two disposal options that are action, and I need from you tonight. The first one is item B, and it's just to authorize the fire department to dispose of a 1986 F-350 Pierce mini pumper number 314 to a third-party vendor, Fenton Fire Sales. The city will not incur any expense for the sale of that equipment.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Abdo, to authorize the Romulus Fire Department to dispose of the 1986 Ford F-350 Pierce Mini Pump number 314 through a third-party vendor, Fenton Fire Sales. The city will not incur any expenses for the sale of this equipment. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved.
Thank you, council. And the last item again is a disposal action, and this is to authorize the Romulus Fire Department to dispose of the department's extra air filling station at station number 2 through a third-party vendor, also Fenton Fire Sales. The city will also not incur any cost for the sale of that equipment.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to authorize the Romulus Fire Department to dispose of the department's extra air filling station at station number 2 through a third-party vendor, Benton Fire Sales. The city will not incur any expense for the sale of this equipment.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, to authorize the fire department to dispose of the department's extra air filling station at station number 2 through a third-party vendor, Fenton's Fire Sales. The city will not incur any expenses for the sale of this equipment. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. That concludes my report.
6A is the clerk's report. Under 6A1, study session request from Steve Hitchcock, city attorney, and Carol Mays, our city planner, and this is for February 22nd, 2016 at 6:30 p.m. to discuss revisions to the animals and sidewalks code and zoning ordinances.
So move for the study session.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Abdo, for the study session request from Ms. Attorney Steve Hitchcock, city attorney, and Carol Mays, city planner, for February 22nd at 6:30 p.m. to discuss the revisions to the animals and sidewalks code and zoning ordinances. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Crop?
Yes.
Mr. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. A motion is approved.
Under line item 6A2, for second reading and final adoption is Budget Amendment 15/16-15, General Fund. The budget amendment was introduced at the council meeting of February 1st, 2016. So moved.
Support.
Been motion by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe. Second reading and final adoption of the budget amendment 15/16-15, General Fund. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
That concludes the clerk's report. For your information, we provided the Planning Commission's 2015 annual report, and also there was a public notice from the state of Michigan. This is a hearing for customers of DTE Gas Company. Our city treasurer couldn't be here tonight. Her son's team won the they're playing the championship games, their hockey game. So that's where she is tonight, and we're hoping that they do well and they win.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that, number 7 is public comment, and this is a portion of our meeting that's set aside for those that are in the audience. If you would like to address council, please raise your hand. After you've been acknowledged, please approach the podium, and we ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes. We do not have any written requests.
Okay, from the audience, Ms. Walker? Okay. And you next. Okay.
Good evening, council, mayor,
Evening.
clerk.
Good evening.
My name is Sharon Walker, and I live on Gabriel here in Romulus. What I'm here tonight about is I received a newspaper from a cousin of mine that lives in Ann Arbor. And the newspaper talks about a 35-mile petroleum pipeline that's been okayed to go through our city. And to bring fuel or something to the airport. They're gonna have to take a 75-foot right-of-way to put this pipeline in. And the other day, because I'm retired now, so I'm home, the other day I saw a guy down the street walking around with one of those wheels, you know, and I know he doesn't work for the city. And then later on in the day, I saw a truck coming down the street, and it was stopping at each house. It had underground excavation on the side of the truck. The article states that the Wolverine Pipeline is expected to begin this summer, and that the Michigan Public Service Commission has approved the plan. The 35-mile Detroit Metro Access Pipeline will stretch from Freedom Township to a storage facility in Romulus. Now, the only thing that I know as far as a pipeline is concerned, we got a pipeline on our property in the south. And I know that a pipeline carries gas, that carries oil, that kind of thing, and it's a wide, almost like a boulevard that goes down, and they have planes that flying down it, and the whole bit. And make sure that nothing breaks or something like that. I don't know where this one is going, but the experience that we had is that when the whistle blew, something was going wrong, and you had to get your stuff and get out of there, you know. So I don't know what, I didn't hear anything as far as the pipeline was concerned, as far as the city. Do we know who's gonna monitor the pipeline? Do we know where the pipeline is gonna go? I would like to get information on it, because the last time we didn't pay attention to something, we ended up with a well. So I don't want to end up with us to end up with a mess. And a couple of the townships are objecting to it, so it must not be too good of a thing. Does anybody know anything about the pipeline?
Anybody want to comment on that?
Sure, Mr. Chairman. There's a pipeline that's been in process that was approved by the state. We can get you the copy of where exactly it's going. There's a process where they notify landowners. I can tell you the only thing from the city standpoint that we've been in contact with them is making sure that they're trying to adhere to when they are removing trees. We have a woodland tree ordinance. So we're kind of battling to do trying to hold them accountable to that. As far as the inspection and the ability to ensure what they're doing, that's done at the state level, but we can get council a complete list of where it's going. The people that will impact will have been notified, and again, it's governed by the state. So I don't know if Roberto, do you have anything else? I know Tim has the complete map and list. Do you have anything to add to that, or no?
The only thing I'll add is there's already an existing pipeline within the city. of Romulus.
Bert,
You wanna
come
come
up to
up,
the
Roberto, 'cause they
mic
can't hear
so
you
the
at home,
audience
so-
can hear you.
Good evening, council. There's already a redundant pipeline within the city, and Wolverine is trying to operate within their existing easement. She had mentioned there was a 75-foot easement. It is across private properties. One of the, as the mayor said, the city doesn't approve this. It is governed by the state. Currently, we are working with them, and our attorney is involved regarding some right-of-way acquisition that they're trying to take here in the city.
Mr.
But
Varner?
as the mayor,
Yes.
mayor mentioned, we'll get additional information to council.
Could you just give us a hint of what part of the city is coming through?
It's starting at Hannon Road and literally coming along, I believe it's Tyler Road. It kind of zigzags around Tyler and shoots across the south end of Wick to the back end of DPW.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Is this gonna impact residential areas? Because I know for a fact that where the pipeline runs across property, I have land right now that I'm trying to sell down south, and it's very hard to sell it with a pipeline. Is this gonna be residential property?
No, I can't tell you if it doesn't touch residential based on the map. I'm sure it may, border some, but they have to go through a complete process if they're going to be either using their easement or acquiring other property. So it's between them and the landowner to do that. But we'll get you a complete map, and I think it actually has the zoning on it as well. So, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Janet Harmon, and I reside in Augusta Court. As far as the piggyback offer of Ms. Walker, is it possible that everybody could get that pipeline information? Because it was a surprise to me for her to say that, and I don't think it's fair for the state to just do what they want to do without the citizens' permission. We are paying taxes, and it would be nice for us to know whether or not we're going to, unfortunately, be another city that's going to have problems. But that's not what I came up here for, but I would like a copy of that map as well. I am, might sound petty, but I'm really upset with your water department rules and regulations. I pay my water bill like clockwork in full. And this December, I missed it by a day. And I was assessed a fee, I don't know, a certain percentage. That's not fair to me for me to pay my water bill literally every month in full, whether it's $300 or $400, whatever it is, I pay it in full. I miss it by one day, and then I'm told, oh, well, it's not an oh, well. Some of these old laws or rules and regulations need to be changed. I'm not one that miss a bill. And then because whatever past experience you guys had, it's not, it's just one rule fit all, and that's not good. So can you give me some information on what I need to do to
Mayor,
change
Mr.
that?
Chairman, what I'd suggest is maybe Chief of Staff, we can get her information and check into it. And I'm not sure if she's been in touch with the Water Department already, but we'll investigate it and find out what can be done in that matter. So I'd be happy to do that. On the issue of the sending out information, what I'll request on the pipeline is maybe we can put it on the website or something for everybody. It's not our obligation to send out information to everybody in the city. We try to make it available public-wise, so website, Facebook, post it, and so
I
forth. So we
do
can
none
do
of that. So if you would send me mine, I'll distribute it
Here's
to
what I would
everybody
also
else.
request any resident. We're here all day long. Give us a call. We'll be happy to share that. If you have concerns about pipelines, water bills, that's what we do. Day in and day out. We love to help residents, so we'll make sure, Chief, if you can get her information, we'll be happy to help you.
And I
Thank
did
you.
speak with the water company about it, and that's when I was told, oh, well, come to the city council meeting.
A water company?
No, this water department.
A water department?
I can't remember the woman's name
Okay.
that I spoke with, but she was supposed to be in
We'll
charge.
get your information, see what we can come up with.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Harmon. Any other, Ms. Williams?
Virginia Williams. Good evening, Mayor, Council, and Clerk. I had, over the weekend, attended a meeting with some residents, and they had some serious questions that I couldn't answer. One of the questions was, does the city of Romulus have a road budget?
Okay, anybody want to respond on that?
I don't understand the question. Does the city have a what?
A road budget.
A
road
road?
budget fund.
A road budget fund?
Yes.
Road.
For
Road.
roads?
R-O-A.
Streets?
Streets.
Okay.
Road.
As you know, in the budget process, there are local and major streets
Okay.
that we do have things for. There's not really a earmarked area for some of the streets that are neighborhood streets. So local and major, as you know, that you approve the budget, absolutely there are categories for that.
And another question was, where does the funding for they said road, so I'll say street since you said street, the street budget fund come from?
I guess for which fund, major or local streets or just in
Local.
general? Because there really isn't a funding mechanism for the neighborhood streets, which is really often a topic of conversation right now. We do get a portion of what's called Act 51 funding, as council knows, and basically the formula is based on the miles of road and population. So when we approve projects that come through, you'll notate that'll say, where that funding comes from and how much. If you look at your budget and what we get for that category, that amount of money that we get that is captured ultimately from the state, it's supposed to be for maintenance, meaning plowing, salting, potholes, maintenance, reconstruction, everything. If you look at how much, and this isn't unique to Romulus, Act 51 funding doesn't really cover much as it pertains to the maintenance of the streets. So that's kind of a general overview of where that comes from. There right now is no general fund money that's just available for the local neighborhood streets in a separate fund.
Okay, because the next question was, what is the current balance for the street fund? So you just answered that, so thank you. Is it true that that most of the major roads belong to Wayne County in the city of Romulus?
Most of them, I would say not most of them. There are several of the major arteries that are Wayne County roads. But, I wouldn't say a majority of them. No, a majority of them are probably not.
So which, is it Wayne Road, Van Born Road, Ecorse Road, Middlebelt Road, Merriman Road, and Inkster Road? Are all of those covered under Wayne County?
Portions of those, yes.
Okay.
There are some others. We can give you a complete map of which ones are our responsibility versus county.
Okay. And what is the time frame for the warranty for work performed on the roads or streets in the city of Romulus?
0.
There's no warranty?
No,
No?
no, none at all. there's some legislation that's been looked at in Lansing, but, right now, it's basically when it's put down, that's it. There's no warranty.
Okay, and then they also wanted to know, will the city be increasing the water bill? Will there be another fee to the water bill within the next 6 months to a year?
I can't tell you that. I can tell you that we purchase our water from the city of Detroit. When we get those rates, we try to calculate based on our users that we have. So I can't really predict where the water rates. I can tell you that our intent is to try to keep water and sewer rates as neutral as possible. But until they notify us of what those rates are, I can't commit to that.
Okay, now, and Mr. Mayor, I spoke with Mr. McCray on several occasions about the sidewalk in front of my home. I actually dealt with the former mayor about it when the home was built. The sidewalk, when the builders put the sidewalk in, it was already lifting. So at one end, it has fallen, and the other end is lifting. So when it rains or snows and the snow melts, you got a big puddle there. And I haven't heard back from Mr. McCray about that issue.
We could follow up on it. I'm not aware of that. So apparently, if we can just make sure it's your residence.
Yes, it's right in front of my home.
All right, we'll follow up.
And I just want to make sure that, as I said to Mr. McCray, that I don't want to be held responsible for replacing something that the building department, and this is before you took office as mayor, allowed to pass. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Oh, go ahead, Ms.
Last week, I didn't mention it. It wasn't personal. I didn't mention the fire department for donating, funds to the water drive. So I wanted to definitely say thank you to the fire department.
Thank you. Any other comments from the audience? Okay, no more comments. We'll close that part out, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Number 8 is unfinished business. Number 9 is new business. Number 10 is communication.
Ms. Abdo?
I just wanted to announce that the Community United Methodist Church will again be having their roast beef dinner Saturday, February 13th at 5 o'clock. The church is located on the corner of Bivens and Olive, and we'd like to see you there.
Okay. Just like to say happy birthday again to Ms. Makowski.
Thank you.
The other communications?
Number 11 for approval is warrant 16-03.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Choate.
I would like to make a motion that we pay the warrant 16-03 in the following amounts. General Fund, $47,726.65. Major Street Fund, $95,439.48. Local Street Fund, $21,399.55. Cable TV is $1,208. Street Lighting Fund is $43,087.13. CDBG is $14.62. 911 Service Fund is $3,567.09. The Library Fund is $3,225.07. DDA, $3,293.03. Tifa District 2, $75.26. DDA Goddard Road Construction, $122,907. And Water and Sewer Fund, $102,714.04. Motor Vehicle Fund, $12,415.51. Technology Services, $6,114.54. Retirees Insurance Benefit, $12,976.64. Property and Liability Self-Insurance Fund, $2,733. Revolving Fund is $2,129.61. Current tax, $8,099.60. Payroll fund, $14,919.81 for a grand total of $504,045.63.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Choate, supported by Mr. Kraut, to pay warrant number 16-03 for $504,045.63. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Warrant number 16-03 will be paid.
Number 12 is adjourned.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We are adjourned. Thank you.